So here we are starting the third mission right where we left off. I'm just going to jump right into it. Tycon Corporation begins to wonder if their preparation has been sufficient. Excellent. So here we are. We need to figure out where we're going to place our corporate HQ. We're just going to place it right here because there's a couple enemy emitters around the way and we want to jump into a safe place. We're also going to put our first lathe down so we can get some start capturing some of these energy pods and maybe this energy mine if you know we get a sneaky little cap. So steady crew, what do you make of this system? Wreckage, multiple particulate emitters. We can get some ship technology while we're here. There's a bunch of good stuff in this system for us to get. Bound particulate, looks like we are going to be running into a couple different things than we saw last time. So we're going to collect the wreckage, and there's an info cache here as well we're going to get. Excellent, excellent. And perhaps that'll be useful for our own survival. Alright, let's get going. So once again, we're going to unpause because every mission starts paused. So we're going to get this energy mine. And it's always very important to get these energy pods up first because they're going to give you the energy that you're lacking since you're building your ships, you're building your omnis, and your store is at 0. So we need to get these energy pods up relatively quickly, and once we get this lathe up, we're going to get this ship technology with it. We're actually going to push out our corporate HQ, get a destroyer going, get that ship technology, and we're going to get that energy mine, which is going to give us increased energy income. And even if we don't hold on to that, because the enemy can take that back over, it will give us an early energy boost, which we need. So we're going to snag that info cache if we can. It may start swarming. Interesting. I've never seen this ship design, and it isn't currently available in the GalCorp inventories. I've integrated the license and has activated successfully. A hidden design? Let's check it out. So it's called the Joven. We got particle beam, missile launcher, and 2 engines. It looks like it's quick and powerful. Alright. This in itself will be useful, but I can also modulate it to repair decayed blue plasma and remove red plasma. Cool. So the red plasma will slow us down. We got to get rid of that, and I'll show you that in just a second. But looks like we got some snake-looking particulate. It looks like it's bound together in a linear shape coming at us from the bottom. And there's the info cache, partially preserved, and most of the data is telemetry in a mess, but there's one entry, Chairman Ragnall's personal log. The particulate emitters have been going stronger in each system. Unless fate is mocking us, the particulate must be communicating across systems. If so, then our theories about the particulate matter must be correct. And if these theories are correct, the Galactic Corporation, House of Braxis, and the ruling board have all kept a terrible secret for far too long. That's all I can access. House of Braxis, they fell decades ago, and there hasn't been a ruling board in nearly as long. Whatever secret Ragnall was referring to seems to have remained a secret. And CEO Tycon, and I wonder if Ragnall's theory about the particulate matches ours. So let's go find that out. Now that we have that top energy mine, we're going to come down here and get these two, as well as this third Omni pickup. As we progress through the missions, we're going to find like that ship pickup we had to get the Joven. There's going to be things littered around the system, presumably from decayed ships or destroyed ships, and we get to pick them up and grab their licenses off them because, like I said, we can't research. So it looks like we have a nice massive particulate coming from the middle. So we're going to leave the destroyer down there, and we're going to look at some of this combat. And those rings, remember, those represent the firing ranges of the weapons. So let's get that in range of all the weapons. That particle beam right there is going to be able to A, take away some of this dust, and B, start hitting the particulate, which is not the most powerful thing, but it does do damage as well with the cannons and the missiles. So Joven took care of that pretty quickly. The emitter is down, and we're going to move down here, get the energy, get that energy, get the Omni, and we're going to move on from there. So one of the things that you need to pay attention to is this particulate count right here shows enemy particulate, and then later missions it'll show your particulate. So you gotta keep an eye on that, and we started off with about 180, and we need to make sure that the enemy doesn't start overwhelming us with there with excessive amounts of particulate. So even though if you're not exactly mounting offensive operations, you're going to want to push forward and just kind of keep tagging them, kind of keep putting a little bit of pressure on them, stick and move, you know, anything you want to keep the feet moving, however you want to put it, but keep just putting a little bit of pressure on them and make sure the particular count doesn't get wild or crazy. So stabilization is the name of the game. It looks like we've stabilized pretty well. We have an Omni here, an Omni here. It's finishing up this landmass, and an Omni on the central landmass. We have the particulate pinned back to this corner, and we have an interesting particulate emitter within this landmass. Now your ships, they can fly over landmass, but they cannot stop on landmass. So I don't think we're going to be able to fit our lathe ship in there any which way. Nope, doesn't quite reach to hit that particulate emitter. So we're going to have to find out a different way. And once these Omnis finish getting these land masses consolidated, we're going to take all 3 Omnis over here and fight this mire battle, because as these particulate hit the land, it absorbs into the land and extends the influence of it. And it looks like actually we're just going to do that now, since we have a pretty nice energy production and we're sitting at 100 constantly. And we're going to move this forward because the particulate is starting to build up just a little bit. So there's also an option for increased speed, half speed, full speed, double speed, and quad speed. And these do come in use when there's things like you're just purely waiting for your Omnis to take some land, or you just want to speed up a little bit of pressure on a emitter. And it looks like we're doing okay on that. So we're going to move our lathe ships up and see if we can't just get a cheeky little destruction of that emitter, which it looks like we should be able to do. And we're going to move our Joven up as well, because see, now they're sending particulate over, which not going to be in time, but because they recognize that we were destroying one of their emitters. Pull back a little bit, push up some of our more offensive ships, and now we're going to try and take out that protected emitter. So that pink line that is around the Omni shows it has a version of a lathe, and when it is resting, it will shoot at the emitter, or it will shoot at a neutral energy source. It will shoot at anything that a lathe ship will shoot at, essentially. One of those energy pods, a ship pickup, an info pickup, anything that a lathe can shoot at, the Omni itself will shoot at. So once we get this taken care of, there that goes. Now the Omnis will be able to assimilate this land much faster, because it's not constantly being reinforced on the inside, although we do have a few strays hidden. So here we're going to have to take this energy source from them, but to do that we're going to have to whittle it away. And to do that, we're going to have to move outside of our energy source. So now you're going to have to keep an eye, well, on your ships first off, as they get bum rushed. You're going to have to keep an eye on the energy sources next to the ships. And you can push them out and do some damage with them, but you just have to remember that they eventually will run out of energy. And when they do that, you're going to have to pull them back sooner rather than later, as sometimes the particulate does bum rush you, and you're going to need to fire on the move to get away from them. So we're whittling them down little by little, and I think we're going to just position our lathe ships to get in there, which your ships do not use energy if they are just sitting in the space. They only use energy when they are firing or repairing. So we have whittled them down sufficiently, and now we're going to move in and take out this energy mine, which will then give us the energy mine, which will then allow us to quite neatly move in here and take out this emitter. But once again, look how slow we move once we hit that red plasma, and that's where this ship comes in handy, as it's clearing the plasma out. And that's going to wrap up mission 3 for us. Excellent. I'm more convinced now than ever. Anna, any readings that might lead us to the origin world? She says, no, I hope there'd be some remnants, some molecular signatures, anything that will hit at the origin world. So it looks like we're looking for our origin world. If we do not find this said origin world, then all this could be for nothing. I remain hopeful, my friends. We've been able to handle the particulate threat so far, and better than most it would seem. We will push onwards. There we go, and that is level 3. And you can hear, probably in the first video, the background music is very appealing. And when you get farther into the gameplay and the missions become a little bit more intense, the music starts to jump up a little bit, and the tempo increases, as well as just a different style of music. So I'm excited to get into that and show you guys that. But we're going to stop this video here. We're going to keep this video short, and we're going to move on and do level 4 after this. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.